Oh, that's right. We haven't actually played Sand Ocean. So we get a nice easy one. And also, is this the same song for Sandstorm? I don't remember this song playing on Sandstorm. Did you patch in a different song for it? I doubt it. But I'm excited for a nice easy time here. It just feels so good when a game I'm not that good at, you feel good at it when you're at the beginning and it's really easy. I'm also very thankful for the easy AI, and I hope they stay that way. So I was sure that with F-Zero's track record of being insanely hard, that we weren't going to accomplish anything here. But no, this game is shockingly forgiving. Because I want to remind people that F-Zero is the easiest game in its series, to my knowledge. The GBA titles, might be easier. I don't know. I've never played them. I don't know anybody who has. But I plan on playing them at some point. Don't worry. So I'll be able to tell you all about it. And obviously, I hope to play through them on the channel one day. If we ever get to the 2000s, which we're on track to do. It feels weird that, God, 5 years, less than, like a little over 4 years from the release date of this game is when the Game Boy Advance came out. And the SNES era and the GBA era felt like they were miles apart to me as a kid. But man, they were still pumping out SNES games in Japan in the year 2000. So they're only 1 year apart, realistically. Now, of course, when I thought of it as a kid, it was 1990 versus 2001. 11 years was a long time, to somebody who wasn't even 11. So, I don't know, it just feels so weird. I feel so old now, because 11 years, God, 11 years ago, the Wii U came out. Oh. Oh my God. Is that how people now? Is that how 8-year-olds now see the Wii U as ancient history, or like the Wii as ancient history? They do. They feel like gaming is a long-standing tradition because it's been popular since the 70s and 80s, but to me, that wasn't that long ago. But to them, God, that's 1980 was how many years ago? No, don't tell me. Okay, 43, right? I can't do math. I'm sorry. Alright, we finished in half the time necessary. Whatever. Nice, easy track. I'm not going to complain. I'm a little worried about White Land 1 and whatever the new track is, but I'm very excited to see it. Oh, so cool. Somebody needs to compile the new tracks into like an F-Zero hack. Unless somebody's already done that. But even if they can't extract the files from this game, they can remake them, right? I'm sure the F-Zero hacking scene exists, right? There's no way it doesn't. It's popular enough for that. Also, I love how F-Zero sets the tone for all, like, SNES games. Like, any generic SNES game especially. Like, F-Zero isn't generic, but it just sets the feel for all the, third-party SNES games for the most part. Especially the casual ones. If you understand what I'm saying, if you get what I'm saying. Kind of like Pilot Wing 64 did for the N64. I mean, so did Mario Kart 64. Cartoony, but with as real as possible, like, backgrounds and roads and, billboards and stuff for the time. Ah, the roof of my mouth is itchy. Yes, that's right. Huh. I have an itchy roof. Just like Fabric, my cat, the Prime Minister, has been scratching her ear a little too hard in a place that you wouldn't normally see, but I saw it 2 days ago. And we got to make an appointment to get Simon tested for asthma because we think he's been having asthma problems. They don't seem too severe or anything though. And it might just be like consistent allergies because he is an outside cat and he never bathes and he's always dusty. So the other cats have to bathe him. He does not bathe himself nearly as much as a cat is supposed to. And he didn't bathe until he was, God, almost a year old probably. We don't actually know how old he is because he just showed up one day. Alright, 30 seconds. Man, I'm so hyped for this. I love this. F-Zero is so good. And I haven't really sat down and played it much since the Let's Play until I started practicing for this one. Like, since, 2019. That was my F-Zero Let's Play. And man, I love it so much, even though I was terrible at it, and I'm still not good at it. Not good enough to beat expert mode. Is that going to make us rank out at the very end? No. Oh, yeah. Oh, we shaved off a whole almost 2 seconds from lap 1 then. That's great. I keep mashing the button as if it's going to help again. I'm surprised nobody's like found ways to make timeless versions. Actually, they did for BS Zelda, but I'm not playing that, the timeless version. I do want the authentic experience as much as possible. Just, translated when possible. I want to be able to understand it, so I'm not ever against a fan translation. I think I normally would if it weren't for several notably good fan translations. And for that being the only way to play some games on the channel, like, reasonably at all. I said I'm playing through every game. There are stipulations for that. I'm not playing anything that's not on Nintendo non-dedicated hardware. So no Game & Watch, no arcade machines, and no third-party systems like the CDI. I do plan on doing all of those things one day, but for now, I want to focus on the core, titles, because they're easier to access and play. Because mainly I couldn't figure out how to work MAME, and Game & Watch titles are way too inconsistent, and that was my original reasoning. I should go back and do the arcade version of Donkey Kong. It would be the right thing to do, because that is the superior version. I just can't stand Nintendo's, or most arcade sound chips from back in the day. Like, the sounds are just, too distant, too gross. The NES had the best sound chip of its time, which isn't saying much, I know, to a lot of people, but for chiptune, man, Nintendo's hardware got it down, just not their arcade hardware. At least until they started doing the, arcade stuff, like the Versus system that's based on the actual NES. Even though they released it first, to make the NES look like it could emulate arcade games very well. Which was a very smart move. But I just think old arcade games are just, they feel weird and clunky compared to their NES counterparts. This isn't what I was talking about, though. My other stipulations for games, I didn't play Pokemon Japanese Red or Pokemon Green or Japanese Blue because there's no translations of them. So we're just missing out on those games entirely because they're so text heavy. It's okay if a game doesn't have a translation and it's not text heavy at all, but that's an RPG. Obviously it's rather text heavy. And I just thought it wouldn't be fun to make you guys sit there and watch me play a Japanese, a game all in Japanese when I could be just playing, the other several versions of Pokemon Generation 1. Alright, we did it. And we still have 3 minutes. Jeez. So, it feels like there's no stakes now, though. And not just because I'm vegan. That was a great joke. Oh. But no matter how poorly we do, it seems like we move on, right? I'm not going to test out otherwise, but it's like I could just sit here and not play the game. And we would move on perfectly fine. The only input it seems like the player has to do are selecting the car. And even then, I'm willing to bet you automatically get chosen whatever you're selecting. So, you know, if you just don't press anything, I'm willing to bet the game would just go on without you playing at all. Like, and you would still have, quote unquote, beaten it. I don't know, though. I'm not willing to find out otherwise. And it's not like I'm not having fun, and I don't need stakes, but there's not much of a challenge when I have too big of a safety net, you know? Which does take a little bit of the fun out of it, but we are trying to see how well we can do. That is part of it. You know, it's not like you ever have to play a game. You're always trying to see how well you can do in a racing game. Well, not entirely, not always, but you get what I mean. Especially in a single-player experience. Like, why else would you be playing? Because, again, no multiplayer. I don't know if any Satellaview games have multiplayer now that I think about it. I'm sure they do, because there's 2 avatars, right? Well, no, you just get to choose one. The boy or the girl. And I think you get to customize it a bit. God damn it. I need to be way more careful. Itchy eyebrow, yeah, yeah. What is that song? Itchy, itchy, gaga, yeah, is something like that? Do you know what I'm talking about? Hopefully. My right leg is asleep from the way I'm positioned in this chair. My posture is so bad. Oh, you know what we could do? We could just pause and let the game run out. Instead of just standing there. I forgot pausing was a feature, even though I went crazy over it when it first popped up. Okay. Shout out to my wife, who cannot watch this, or Mario Kart 64, because of her vertigo. Even a game as rudimentary as F-Zero, she cannot watch. I cannot imagine if I had any, like, ailment that prevented me from playing any game. So I'm sorry for anybody who does. But it's good. Games are more accessible these days. Not Nintendo games, though. But more, Sandstorm 2! That's right! A little underwhelming because we only get 4 new tracks and 2 of them are Sandstorm, but Sandstorm is cool. And it wouldn't make sense for them all to be original tracks because so many of them are repeats. Oh! That looks cool. I wish I knew what the guy was saying. I need to pay attention to where they're boosting. Okay, well he boosted there, so I guess that's where I'm gonna boost. I don't know, I'm nervous. But we are Blue Thunder. Not the Luna Bomber, so I believe in us. Oh, these are magnets. Oh, shit. Oh, I didn't think the magnets would ever leave Deathwind. But man, this is cool. Alright, I guess that's a good enough place to boost. If that's where the tutorial boosted, I'm fine with it. Hello, please? Oh, come on. How did that not count? This is not good news for us. I'm going to be very disappointed if I cannot beat all the new tracks, especially. I'm scared about whatever the final one is going to be. Ooh, that felt good. Okay. Past you. How did you get in 4th? Get out of here. Damn it. Come on, give me some power. Thank you. Oh, I'm nervous about this. And it's not like because we got screwed over in the beginning. It's not like it's that hard of a track. Alright, no. Okay, whatever works, works. I'm cool with this. Now just get the boost this... How have I missed it every time? Okay, at least the recovery area is pretty big. This is a pretty easy track. This is probably easier than Silence. Alright. See, yeah, we're in first already. I didn't expect to be first in the final track of Queen League at all, really. Alright, stay. Oh, cannot control this thing at all. Oh, because it's the magnets. Duh, I forgot the magnets were here. I got so used to them, but also kind of forgot they existed. Alright, use your boost. Don't be a dumb head. It's one of those words I never say. Dummy? I never use the word dummy. I also never say the word stink or stinky unless I'm reading it, like in Earthbound. I don't know why. I get weird about certain words. I think it's an autism thing. But like for years, I wouldn't say the word poop until like my nieces and nephews started saying it. That's when I would start saying poop again. Nobody ever noticed these things because like it's a useless thing to notice, right? Like I don't go out of my way not to say the words in an uncomfortable way, you know, to where it's obvious and weird. But how often do you have to say words like... I also never say the word belly. But that's just... I think that's just a universal thing, that it's a weird word, right? Belly. Except for, like, in the context of belly dancing, or belly drum, the Pokemon move. But it's just such a weird word. I never say the word tummy. I don't know, I guess I just stopped saying childish, quote-unquote, words at a certain point. Some of them as childish as I am. But I don't know why. I can't figure it out. I can't remember. Like, I was okay drinking a sippy cup until I was, like, 10, maybe even 11. But I wouldn't say the word stinky. It's weird. Like, I remember there was something where there was a character named Stinky. What was that? Oh, The Sims. Stinky Skunk. That's the name of any skunk in The Sims 2. And it just, I would see the word and I would think, huh. Like, it would annoy me slightly. So weird. I was such a weird man. I'm still pretty weird. Again, took me a long time to fit in whatsoever with society. And I'm still, you know, awkward. But I'm even passable in the terms of society normalcy, like in conversation. Past having social anxiety, really. I really don't. I wouldn't call myself an agoraphobe because the crowds don't freak me out. It's not a phobia. It's not to that extent whatsoever. But, well, shit. Whatever. We did over 5 laps. We're good. I'm proud of our accomplishments. Our best lap, did that say 19 seconds? 2, 3. Oh. The things are actual seconds. That's neat. Unless this timer isn't in actual seconds. The race timer. It feels weird to see a timer here. Because, you know, there's not one in F-Zero. I think you got the picture. What was I saying? Like, I don't like crowds at all, but I'm not terrified of them. Like, people say they're afraid of stuff all the time and that they're claustrophobic or arachnophobic. When 9 times out of 10, they're not. like they're scared of it, sure. That's what the word means definition-wise. But to say you have agoraphobia implies a overwhelming fear that you think about on a pretty much daily basis, and you, like, a good chunk of your life and time revolves around avoiding what you're afraid of. Like Galen, a frequent channel collaborator here on LP Master 6, not for games like F-Zero where they're single player, but he has been in so many of my videos. Oh, time up. Sick. But like, he doesn't, you know, he says he's arachnophobic, but he's just scared of spiders severely. He doesn't spend a significant portion of like his day preventing seeing spiders. So there is a difference there when people say they're like claustrophobic. Like, okay, stop using your psychology bachelor's degree like it means something in your BSF Zero Grand Prix Let's Play. Man, I'm disappointed it's over. I kind of want to keep going, but I do need to leave for work in a little over an hour. I'd like to get some cleaning done. And I don't want to do 4 hours straight. I would rather do, you know, split it in half. That's what I've done for every other BS game. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Save this for Monday, because today is Friday. I'm so excited for my day off Monday, you guys. You have no idea. I'm sorry this commentary has been all over the place. King League is next. Oh, yeah. Presented by Nintendo and Saint Giga. Poor Saint Giga went out of business. But when they had this partnership going, it was great. I wish there was still stuff like this. Just where Nintendo would be like, hey, here's this event where this is basically a different game. It's the same game, just like a ROM hack, you know, official ROM hacks, basically. There we go. There's our time. Still don't know what that means. 2 hours and 7 minutes? 2 minutes and 7 seconds? I don't know. Oh well. Goodbye. I'm LP Master 6. I will see you for the final 2 leagues next time. Well, you'll only see one of them per video tops, but